All right, can I just check, guys, have we got any Melbourne supporters in the clubhouse? All right. Any of you kids got a question for James? Are you Melbourne? We'll start with the Melbourne kids.
Do you think it's ironic that being going on the website a lot, that it says the fire has started, and you were saying earlier that when I was young I felt the fire had been ignited in me.
That is one of the best questions I've ever heard.
He's one of our 12-year-olds.
Yeah. It's a better question than some of the AGM on a yearly basis. But yeah, no, the fire has started, and it's a bit of a marketing ploy by the club, which is quite clever. And we're using those young kids like Jack Watts and Liam Jarrah and Scully and Trengove to start the fire, and hopefully we can turn it into a big bonfire.
Who else was a Melbourne supporter who put their hand up? And I'll come to you, mate. Who else was a Melbourne supporter? Anyone? Who wants to ask a question? Who? Anyone? All right, no, what's your name? Who was it? Yep, go.
What's your favourite colour?
Red and blue.
Australian, there we go. Yeah, red and blue.
Other questions, kids? Yes, at the back.
Do you like the Freo theme song?
Not really, no. Especially when they beat us, no.
Anyone else from the kids? Yes, Locke.
Tom Scully, does he, well, what do you think, do you think he'll be one of the really good players, like Gary Ablett or something?
Yeah, it's a pretty big call whether he comes that good or not. I think he's got the right attitude, and he's super professional how he goes about it, so he's ticking all the boxes in that area. He's going to take a few years to get to that level, but he's very dedicated and very disciplined, so he's got all the right ingredients to get there.
Yes, please, mate.
What do you eat before you play the AFL match?
We don't eat sausages. We mainly eat, have you ever heard about carbohydrates? Yeah, so carbohydrates, we eat a lot of rice and pasta, things like that. The reason we eat carbohydrates gives us a lot of energy to get through the game, which we need to do for 2 hours. And so we load up on our carbohydrates sort of 2 days before a game.
Okay. Yes, sir.
What was your reaction?
Yes, guys.
What was your reaction when you found out you were captain?
I suppose it was a bit of a privilege, really, as I've had a lot of great captains before myself, and look back at David Neitz and Gary Lyon and the great Ron Barassi Jr. and to be able to follow in their footsteps, it's a great honour, but also with that comes a lot of responsibility as well. So it was pretty exciting for me personally.
Tommy Conran?
Do you think you'll get into the finals?
Yeah, look, we're just taking it one game at a time, mate. We will, but I'm not sure what the timeline is there.
Couple more, Harry at the back, and then we'll go to the front.
Who's the idol that you look up to?
Who's my idol? That's a really good question, I suppose. Yeah, all the kids that play Auskick and that's where I started, so all the kids.
A couple more questions and we'll let James go. Yep.
Before you joined Melbourne, who did you barrack for?
Ooh, I was a long-suffering Geelong supporter. Went to 4 grand finals, lost them all, and then as soon as I stopped barracking for them, they won.
Yes.
When was the last time you won the premiership?
Ooh. That's a good question. Can any Melbourne supporters, can you tell us the last time that Melbourne won a premiership? Oh, correct.
Starting the
Top 8, yeah. Last time we played finals was back in 2006, and we finished 5th. So we haven't been there for 2 or 3 years, but hopefully we'll be back there soon. Yeah, there's a lot of tough players out there. Probably for me, I play in the midfield. So I usually play on a few players like Chris Judd, he's a really good player and he's hard to play on. Simon Black from the Brisbane Lions. But for you Sydney players, one of my most respected opponents is Brett Kirk. Captain Kirk, he's pretty tough to play on, so he's one of the most respected players for me.
All right, 2 more and then we'll have to call it stop. Yes, mate.
Oh well, how do you feel when you lose? Pretty bad, yeah. That was pretty deflating.
And we got this one, so guys, last call.
No, I don't give away too many free kicks. Just make sure you're nice to the umpires and don't backchat the umpires, that's a really important point.
Well guys, give me thank you. We were talking amongst ourselves, what could you give a man who probably has everything, given how much these guys get paid these days. So we decided to, James, in terms of thanking you for your attendance, and can I just let people know that both Helen, I think, from the Swans and myself, with some cohorts down here like Paul Connors, my brother Robert, spent a fair amount of time over the last few weeks trying to track someone down who at least plays in the AFL. We were lucky to snare the captain of the Melbourne Football Club. And can I tell you, it's quite hard, no matter who you know or who you think you know, because people have got schedules, people have got commitments. James, in fact, is injured at the moment, and in fact, he's come to us straight from rehab. So the fact that he's taken time out of his day when he's focusing on his own rehab and getting back on the park for the Melbourne Football Club is something that we just can't underestimate. So James, thank you for that. And what we decided to do was to get James 3 of these, not 1. If you go places and you get 1, but we thought, James, you deserve 3. But they're only to be opened in very special circumstances. So the first one is when you think you need to have a glass of champagne with your wife. You can do that. The second is when you actually do win your 3rd best and fairest. And the third is only when the Melbourne Demons take home that game in September.